Let us talk about the great gain which you can get by practicing small talk. I have given you many videos on small talk which you can watch. But today I am going to tell you why you need small talk and how you can practice them. Suppose you meet a person when you're traveling and you don't know this person at all, but since both of you are sitting side by side, you might begin to talk to that person, or that person might ask you a couple of questions. Now, if you are not ready for small talk, then in this situation, your English will fail you. You will not be able to say anything, and that person will think that it is a waste talking to you. In this way, you have lost an opportunity to practice your English. This you have to keep in mind. Small talk gives you great opportunities to practice. You can practice with your family because whenever we meet or whenever we spend time together, we like to communicate. We can't sit silently in a room, many people sitting silently looking at their smartphone. That is not very human. It makes you like a machine. So in case you get an opportunity to spend time with somebody, maybe your friend or your neighbor. If you go for a morning walk, you might meet some stranger with a nice dog which he or she is taken for a walk. All these are opportunities, family, friends, strangers, colleagues, anybody, for small talk. So you have to take these opportunities if you really want to practice your English. Now you will tell me that I'm not able to speak English and therefore I get scared when I meet people. Now this is a point which small talk helps you to overcome. If you have to speak for a long time, if you have to give a speech or explain something to somebody, you need many sentences. But in small talk, just a question or two, just a single line answer, this also is accepted. If somebody asks you, what is your hobby? You can answer it in 1 minute by saying, my hobby is cooking, or my hobby is traveling. My hobby is making new friends. I've given you 3 different answers to that one question, what is your hobby? After saying it, you can ask a simple question. What about yours? I've told you my hobby. Now I want to know about your hobby. So instead of putting it like that, you say, what about yours? When you say, what about yours, that person might tell you another hobby. I collect old coins. I collect old books or manuscripts. I collect stamps. All these are possibilities. Then that person might tell you 4 or 5 sentences which you can listen to carefully, because listening to good English is important, especially when you are traveling outside the place where your own language is spoken to a place where nobody else speaks your mother tongue. You get a lot of opportunity to practice English, because today, whether it is a little English or more, everybody practices. I remember that when we went to a place where we didn't know the language, the people, the taxi driver or the auto rickshaw driver, they had only few words of English. They would say, you eat? Question mark. Now here, you eat? At lunchtime, if they say you eat, then that is not a very good, correct sentence, but it is small talk. Then you say, yes, I'm hungry, I want to eat. That is the reply which the customer, the traveler can give. Then that person says, you like hotel? then you have to again answer by saying, yes, this is a very good hotel where you have brought me. When you speak to that person in complete sentences, you are practicing your English. You are also giving the other person a chance to listen to complete good sentences in English. So suppose you are the person who speaks in one or two sentences, one or two words, not complete sentence, then you can learn from the other person. If you know the complete sentence and somebody is using only a word or two, then you can complete those sentences and therefore also improve. So small talk helps us to build relationships with people. This is very important because human beings like to have closeness with others. Many people love having pets. You might have a pet dog or a cat, or you might have a goat or a bird. Many people prefer a parrot as a pet. They teach the parrot how to whistle, how to speak, etc. So we constantly require companionship. We constantly require people around us. So living beings, if I say people and pets, then living beings, then we need to build relationships with them. Small talk is, the great gain of small talk is that you are able to make friends with strangers. It gives you an opportunity for a future long conversation. You develop a relationship, you meet another day, and you talk a lot. You talk for 1 hour. Small talk was only 2-3 minutes. And that long conversation went on for a very long time. I remember a very important person who came to attend a lecture I was giving. She was also as, qualified, as important as anybody else. In the hall there were only students. But she was a stranger who started speaking to me after the program, and then in the next 5 years we became the best of friends. This happens very often. We meet strangers and we build relationships and we get an opportunity for longer conversations with them. It also gives us confidence for long conversations. When we find that the small talk is an introductory experience, it is a small practice, but it has a great gain. That is why I use the word great gain, because the advantage, the benefit, the excellence which we are acquiring, we are getting it through small talk. So whenever you get an opportunity, you choose to speak to people around you. It need not be that you speak for a long time. Suppose somebody in the family comes back from work or from school, college, then you can start speaking to them by saying, "How was your day today?" Small talk. Simple question to begin the small talk. "How was your day today?" That person might answer, "Oh, it was a very enjoyable day." Or they might say, "It was a very difficult day." Then you say, "Are you tired?" Then the other person says, "Yes, I think I will take some rest." So you had about 5 sentences exchange, but you showed concern, you showed that you are interested in the other person's day. It is your own family, but by this small talk, this conversation, you showed the closeness in your family relationships. That is a great benefit of small talk. All the time we don't talk when we are at home also with our family. We carry out simple point-to-point conversation, and sometimes that is small talk. I gave you example of strangers. Now you can have it in office with your colleagues. If you're a teacher working in a school, you can have it with other teachers. You can have a small talk with parents, somebody who's come to take the child home. You say, have you been waiting for long? Or you can say, your child has been waiting, today you have come late. Then that person gives you an explanation why he or she is late to pick up the son or the daughter. Then you have small talk, only 4-5 sentences, 10 sentences, small talk. But you don't ignore each other. You don't look at the parent and just walk away. You find a colleague is sitting quietly, not doing any work, looking into space. Then you go and say, are you not feeling well today? They say, no, I'm a little worried about somebody at home. In this way, the small talk begins, and it shows that you are making an effort to speak, to get that other person to share something which he or she is feeling. And then what you do is you also show a lot of empathy, you also show a lot of help which you are extending to them, because nothing is more beneficial than somebody coming to listen to you. Whether you're happy or sad, you want somebody to listen to you. So if you start small talk, you will find that the other person is thanking you for listening, for coming to give aid. Only this aid or this help is only through words, through a small talk. See how many things are there. That is why I called it a great gain. Now let me know in your comments whether you are practicing small talk and you're really gaining in your ability to use English. Thank you and all the best.